Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. So it's a real pleasure to play around again with you with another coffee tool, and in this video we're gonna look at a new espresso portable machine from ceraplus, but this one is not like the others we reviewed on the channel because it's getting smart. So let's see what is there in the box and then let's go on for the rest of the details. So let's welcome the 03S Max, and this is the Max version of the 03S that we spoke about in a previous video on my channel. And for the ones of you who haven't seen the previous video about this one, that's the first machine from the same family, the 03S. And this machine was there in the market to compete against machines like the Auton Nano and the other similar machines, including Espresso as well. This has really impressed me over the last period. It makes amazing coffee, though the basket is small, but there is an adapter that you can buy at extra cost to make it from 9 to 10 grams up to 16 to 18 grams of coffee. So this is a pressurized basket, and it used to work with also Nespresso and Nespresso compatible capsules. So a new member of that family, the 03, but this time we're talking about the Max version. So what makes the Max version a Max version? That's what we're gonna see in this video. So these are the catalogs that they usually include, and this is the Max machine. So what makes it a Max? This is something interesting, and to say that as a beginning, this has a 58 millimeters non-pressurized basket. So that's a Max size for the basket, and it has more features aside from having the 58 millimeters basket. But let's continue what's there else in the box. We have the brush to clean the machine. We have a scoop to weigh your coffee and to scoop your coffee. You know, the cable, the USB-C cable to charge the machine, and also a needle to do your WDT. And of course you have other tools like the dosing funnel that has a magnet, and also a 58 millimeters tamper made of metal, just one piece, CNC'd. And finally we have a puck screen to keep your machine clean. Okay, so I'm gonna use the puck screen for sure. I'm gonna use the tamper and as well as the dosing funnel. The rest of the stuff, we'll just keep them aside for now. And let me tell you some information about the machine before heading to trying it out and seeing what features it has. So this machine has a big battery, 13,500 milliamps battery, similar to the other one. And by the way, both look very identical, as you can see. And I believe the weight between both of them will be also similar, very similar look, except that the bottom of this one is different from that one, because here it's just a plastic adapter, but here we're talking about a shower screen and a 58 millimeters metal or stainless steel basket. Okay, so with this machine, you get nice stainless steel water chamber, takes up to 80 to 90 ml of water, and this machine can heat the water as well, and it heats up to, I mean, like different temperatures based on what you're gonna do when you turn it into a smart machine by using the mobile app. So let me tell you more about that. But first I want to show you how much is the weight of the machine. So the machine weighs more or less around 800 grams. It's at 813 or 814 grams. And the previous model used to weigh around 750, 730 grams. So more or less, we're talking about less than 100 grams between both of them. And what makes this one really a nice machine, and unlike the other machines we've tried so far, is that it just has one button here to just long click it to heat the water, or you can click a double click to extract your coffee. Okay, but when you deal with this machine using the mobile app, your experience will be a little bit different. Let me tell you why, and then we can continue looking at the machine and what it has. So first of all, if you go to the App Store and look for the app that's called Cera Go, and then install it on your phone, this will allow you to control the machine using a mobile app. And here comes the smart game with the machine, because the mobile app will open up more room for playing around with the machine, as you're gonna see. So I'll add a machine right now. The moment you search for a machine, if you turn on the Bluetooth and also the location, it should discover the machine like that. And then when you click it, it should connect directly to the machine. So as long as the machine has battery charged, then the Bluetooth will be automatically discoverable. And the machine has a full charge here, and it's trying to connect right now to the machine. And that's the first time to connect. So the machine will blink like that. Okay, so the app will show you the current temperature. For now it shows that's 47 because we turned on the heater. And then you can play around with what settings do you want to do. For example, I want to set the temperature, the heater of the machine to 91, 92, anywhere up to 96, and you can start from very early degrees, starting from 38. So that's a big thing of the machine, that it can handle all that in terms of playing around with the heat. So for example, I'll leave it at a 96 because that's the highest, and I believe that there is definitely an offset for that. So maybe the machine will have like 2-3 degrees less, but even if it gives me 92 to 93, anything above 90 or starting from 90 is gonna be a good temperature to brew my coffee with. On the right side, on the top right side, it will show you the battery percentage. And as you can see, it has a 98% for now. That's another point. And the app will give you different functionality. So for example, you can turn on the heater only without extraction, or you can extract directly. You can heat and extract. So if I click on extract like that, the machine should start extracting. See? Yeah, so it asks me, I say yes. And then the pump will start extracting. So if I click on stop, it will stop. If I click on heat, then it will start heating. If I click again on heat, it will stop heating. So as you can see, you can control the machine using the mobile app, but that's not what makes it interesting to me. And sometimes, to be honest, when I use other portable machines, like the Auto Nano, for example, and the other machines, usually when you heat the water, it will not give you any chance to stop until the extraction is happening. So for example, if I add cold water right now to the machine, okay, if it's a machine that doesn't have this smart feature, what will happen is once the water heats, it will beep, and then the extraction will happen directly, automatically, without allowing you to press a button to do the extraction. So if you're not ready, maybe the water will spill out of the machine. That's really inconvenient, and I've seen it in a lot of other machines. So that's another point. So what I also like about this app is that you can play around with the personal settings. So what you do here is you can play around with different settings. For example, the preset temperature. You can set it for any temperature you want. As you can see, it gives you the very flexible menu to choose any temperature you want by degree. That's a good thing. The flow speed also is something that you can play around with. However, in my testing, it was not really effective. So it has a low, medium, and high, but in my testing, all of them showed me some similar flow on the scale. So I believe it's not really a volumetric machine. But also there is another feature that's really very useful for me, which is setting the pre-soak time and the standby or the standstill or the blooming time before the extraction. So for example, I want to let the machine do a 2 or 3 seconds only of pre-infusion. So it will work, for example, for 2 seconds, okay? And then after that, how much time do I want it to bloom before starting the extraction? So I set it to 10 seconds. So in this case, the machine will dispense water only for 2 seconds in the beginning of the extraction, then it will stop for 10 seconds, and then the extraction will happen. And the last value here, the extraction time, is the total extraction time until the pump stops. So the pump should keep going on if there is water, of course, detected in the machine, up to whatever time you can preset to. So for example, until 100 seconds. That means a minute and a half including the pre-infusion time, and that's gonna be so sufficient in case you go for a very slow or very fine grind. That's even not recommended. Okay, so I'll save it like that, and I want to show you how the machine really heats the water and how it gives the experience overall to the user. So in the lower part of the machine, if you take this part out, you will find a nice shower screen that's all made of metal, no screws, so that's easy to clean, and you can easily even take it out. That's one. Two is the basket. So the machine comes with a normal commercial 58 millimeters basket, yet you can take this one out, and as we did with the Super 58 from Starseeker, we can replace it with any other basket. So because this is a good commercial size, it can also work with other baskets like this one. So that's a norm core basket, high extraction basket, works very well. And there's also the probability to use it with other baskets like a VST and an IMS and also others. So for example, that's an IMS basket. It also fits well, very well fitting. So upgrading the basket, as we spoke about it before in a previous video, will really give you a night and day difference when it comes to brewing your coffee. So there are also other big baskets like the Pisado, for example. This is the high extraction basket from Pisado. Because this basket has a big diameter, so it might not fit directly without removing the internal spring here. So easily you can take it with your nail like that, and then you can fit the Pisado basket very well like that. So a very flexible portafilter that will allow you to use whatever basket you want in order to satisfy your coffee needs. And meanwhile, I will heat some water in the machine right now to show you what is the temperature it reaches on a scale. And also I will try to use the phone for that. I'll try to use the mobile app for that to show you the experience while brewing coffee when it is doing the extraction. So let's do that together and see. So right now I added water in the machine up to the maximum sign, which is 80 ml. However, we can add a little bit more, but I believe 80 ml is sufficient to make a cup of espresso. And as you can see, the temperature on the mobile app shows as 32, and I set it to 96. And that can also be determined whether you want it as Celsius or a Fahrenheit, which is also a good thing. You just need to click like that, so you can switch between both of them. I'll click on heat only because I just want to see how is the heating going to show on both the app and the machine as well. Okay, so the machine has 4 LEDs. Each LED will represent 25% of the battery and also of the heating cycle. And right now the temperature is increasing, as you can see on the mobile app, which is really a good and convenient feature to be able to see your machine and control it using your phone. Being able to see the precise temperature is also something to be counted as a positive thing. And I believe the heating cycle will not take more than 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. So right now it's becoming 50, then it moves beyond the 50. So I'm gonna try my best to measure the temperature using this normal like thermometer. However, it's just gonna give me overall a reference, not a very precise temperature. And right now it's showing 64 Celsius, going up. It's a very convenient experience for me, to be honest. And I like the idea that I can set the pre-infusion soaking time and also blooming time, or pre-soaking and also the blooming time from 0 seconds until 10 seconds, and also for the pre-soak time from 0 seconds until 10 seconds. So that's a very good option for people who like to have, for example, more blooming time or less blooming time. Okay, so the temperature right now is showing 775. And as you can see, it's still rapid in the way it heats the water. And right now I'm setting the temperature to be only heating, not heat and extract, so that the water will not dispense after the heating, and this will allow me to measure the temperature without losing the water. So the temperature is showing right now 89, moving forward to 90, 91. You just tell me in the comments what do you think about that, whether it's really a good feature to be able to see what the temperature is in your machine over your phone or no. So it shows 96 on the app. You know what? In such cases, you can simple click again heat if you want. Okay, so this will give more heating if this is gonna help you. So let's turn on the scale, the temperature scale, or the temperature sensor, thermometer, and see what the temperature will be. So we have to keep in mind that there is some, some degrees that escaped while opening the lid. So at least like 2 or 3 Celsius have been escaping here or there. So in such cases, you know what? In case you want the water to be heated even more. So right now it reached at a 91 and it stopped, which is around 5 Celsius less. But as you can see, you can turn on the heating again if you want. And this should help the temperature to rise a little bit more for the people of you who want to brew a light roast, for example. So as you can see, the machine is reaching above the 92. It's a 93. So I believe that's really so nice that it reached a 93.1 or 93 Celsius over a portable machine. I don't want anything more than that. That's the temperature I aim to use when I use a big heat exchanger. And I believe that's really a good thing. So I will try to brew some coffee with the machine to show you what the result will be and how the brewing will show on the machine here. So I'll grind some coffee quickly. I'll use a Colombia beans, roasted at a medium light roast, using Skywalker roaster. So a very important step, as always, is to heat the shower screen. So I'm gonna show you how the water is dispensing from the shower screen while preheating the machine. And this is using the settings that I did on the mobile app, which is 2 seconds of soaking followed by 10 seconds of like blooming, and then the extraction should start after that until the water finishes. So I'll click a double click. And as you can see, a couple of seconds, then waiting for 10 seconds, and then the extraction will go until the water finishes. And then it should stop automatically after the water is finished. So right now we're gonna prepare the puck. So I ground this coffee on the E55 Pro grinder from Starseeker on settings number 32. So not sure if that's really gonna be so fine, or I need to grind finer or coarser. So that's the grounds. And then I'm gonna do the WDT using the needle. You can use any tools you have. If you have a distributor at home or on the go, you can definitely use that. The good thing about that size of baskets is that you can usually use it with all the standard size. So I don't need this one now. And that's how the puck looks like. We'll see the extraction together and judge it from there whether it needs more fine or that's fine. So right now I did the puck preparation and the machine is heating and extracting because I clicked on heat and extract. It's trying to reach the desired temperature, which is 96. Right now it's pointing at 92, 93. Then once it reaches the 96, it will beep, then the extraction will happen because this is what we did. In some other cases, you can use your own hot water. And right now it is doing the pre-infusion for a couple of seconds, then waiting for 10 seconds because that's the preset I did on the mobile app. And then here we go. So this is how the extraction looks like. So on the phone, on the mobile app, it doesn't show you a counter or anything or a volume, but it shows you a beautiful extraction as you can see here. And it will just keep going until the water finishes or until 100 seconds are over as per my settings on the app. So it looks like a beautiful extraction. Let's check that together. So I'm gonna use the cup of the machine to take out the drips. And look at that. Guys, look at that. Very nice tiger extraction. Very nice layer of crema. Looks like a very good cup of coffee to me. I think I need to stir that and try and taste it. And because there is no water in the machine, you'll see that the temperature is decreasing here because the chamber is empty. Yeah. Wow, that's a very tasty one. So let's try to measure the TDS of that cup and see what it points at. So let's see the TDS result of that cup. It shows at 7.32 out of a 1 to 2.5 ratio, 16 grams in the basket and 40 ml out in the cup. So let's do one more trial using 18 grams dose and we will see how this is gonna result with. So I'll just make sure I weigh the cup. So the cup weighs 54.4 grams and I added up to 70 ml of water in the machine. So let's do the extraction and see how the result will be. So we'll do a double click. A couple of seconds pre-infusion followed by 10 seconds of blooming. Then extraction should happen. Okay, looks very nice. I believe you can see in the mirror how the extraction looks like. The coffee looks so good. Very nice and creamy. Layer of crema on the top. And then the machine should stop. So let's check that one out. Looking so good. Very nice crema on the top. And that's at 38 grams out in the cup. So I believe this is a very standard 1:2 ratio. So the taste is nice, a little bit of acidity due to the anaerobic fermentation of the beans. The body is good. Let's see that one. This is aiming at a 9.22, which is a sweet spot for sure. So it's just above the 9, which means it is gonna be a great one. So yielding a 19.29% extraction percentage, which is really great because it falls from the 18 to 22. That's a sweet spot extraction for sure. And that's what the machine is capable of doing. So right now we're witnessing a machine that has more functionality and more window to play around with your coffee, including setting the brew temperature, setting the pre-infusion time and blooming time and total extraction time, in addition to be able to heat and also to be able to use different types of baskets due to the 58 millimeters sized portafilter. So what do you guys think of this machine? I know the machine is not yet available for sale. It will be available very soon, but the family of this machine has 3 different machines. We covered the first one, the 03S, that works with capsules and also with the powder coffee using a pressurized basket. Then there's another one that's called Pro version that has the similar functionality to this one, including the mobile connectivity. And it has only 51 millimeters non-pressurized basket. And that's the Max version that has a 58 millimeters non-pressurized basket. So the first model doesn't connect via Bluetooth to the mobile app, but the second, the Pro and the Max versions connect to the mobile app. So what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments whether you're interested in some machine like this, whether how you see the future of portable espresso machines. I believe we're about to see a big revolution in that matter, because usually the machines used to just need hot water, then started to heat, then giving you functionalities, ability to connect to a mobile app and ability to play around with different settings. So I'm wondering whether machines will be able to give you also ability to, like, you know, do different types of profiles that are preset using mobile app in the future or no. Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.